Happy 20th anniversary of Twilight. 20 years ago, on September 27th, 2005, Twilight was released, the book. And 3 years later, it was turned into the iconic movie we know and love by the same name, Twilight. My history with Twilight is pretty interesting. For all of my life, I've been haunted by the French version of Twilight for some reason. In elementary school, I tried to read the first Twilight book in French. I got like 3 chapters in before I had to put it down. I couldn't do it anymore. And when I was prepping for this video, I saw that they had the movie on Crave because they removed it off of Netflix. Netflix, why do I pay you? Why do I pay you? But they removed it off of Netflix. I found it on Crave and realized it's the French version. So in preparation for this video, I watched Twilight in French. I needed you to know that. Now I have to know what "Where You Been, Loca" sounds like in French. Ah, give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Growing up, I didn't read any of the books. I still haven't read any of the books. But every time I go to the thrift store, I find them. So if you want me to read them and do like a reading vlog, let me know. I also haven't watched any of the movies because all I heard growing up is how much the Twilight movies suck. That's all I heard. And I'm like, why would I do that to myself? I'm not watching it. It wasn't up until I went to Morocco for the first time since we left in 2016. We wanted to have a movie night with my cousins, and they put on their favorite movie, Twilight. And I watched it for the first time at 16 years old, and let me tell you something. I loved it. Not because it was good, but because it was the funniest movie I've ever seen. Twilight is so hilarious. Twilight is a secret comedy, and it's so funny because I think it takes itself seriously. That's what makes it funny to me, even though it's not funny. And then in 2017, when I came back from Morocco, I found this book at Shoppers Drug Mart, and I bought it for my cousins. We didn't go back to Morocco until 2019, so I never actually brought it to my cousins because I forgot it. It's been collecting dust in my house for years. I never thought I would use it up until this video. So I did skim through it, and it didn't reveal anything new. It went through the casting process and the wardrobe and all the shooting the scenes and stuff. One thing that stuck out to me, though, the director said they read Twilight in January of 2007. And then this movie came out in 2008, which tells me everything I need to know. That's why the movie is the way that it is. And that's all I'm going to say. So without further ado, let's talk about the fall movie, Twilight. And today's theme is blue. We're going blue everything. Blue eyeshadow, blue background, for the atrocious blue filter that's over the entire movie. I was hoping it would tell me why there's a filter over it, and it wouldn't. I mean, if you look at the original, look at this, look at that. This is the original scene, okay, they filmed, and look at the atrocious blue filter they put on it in the finale. Like, it's so bad. It's so bad. So the movie opens with Bella doing a voiceover talking about death. This girl concerns me, and I'll talk about it some more. But her introduction to Bella is her saying, I don't think about death much, but dying in the place of someone I love is not such a bad idea. You're 17 years old. Do you think about college? Do you think about after school activities? We meet Bella, who's leaving Arizona because her mom and her stepdad are traveling the world or something like that. So she's gonna go to Forks, Washington to live with her father, Charlie. Shut up. I don't have a thing for dads. Okay? Except for George from My Life with the Walter Boys. And Phil Dunphy. And Mr. Duncan in Good Luck, Charlie. But other than that, I don't have a thing for dads. He is the chief of police, though, so Forks is very, like, dark and cloudy and blue for some reason. And then we meet Jacob. Jacob in French is Jacob. It's Bella, Edouard, and Jacob. You know, I had the fattest crush on Taylor Lautner growing up. Not because of Twilight, not because of Shark Boy and Lava Girl, but because of Cheaper by the Dozen 2. I was 10 years old. I watched him in that movie and I said, that's my man. That's my man. It's Bella's first day of school in the middle of the semester, which I assume means it's January, and she meets this kid, Eric. He has the most 2008 haircut I've ever seen in my entire life. He asks her, is there anything I can do for you? You know what her response is?
I'm really kind of the more suffer in silence type.
Bella, Bella, what happened to hello? Bella, why not hello, my name is. I'm from Arizona. I'm new here. Please give me a tour of the school. Well, why is her... Ooh, why is her response? I am the suffer in silence type. Can we please check up on her? No, 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 no. This is deep. It's deep. Can somebody check on this girl? He just met her. He said, hey, I'm Eric. Can I give you a tour of the school? I'm more the suffer in silence type. In gym class, we meet Jessica, played by Anna Kendrick. I forgot she was in this. Anna is hilarious in this movie. She's so funny. And I really like her. I wish we'd seen more of her. I don't know if she's in the later movies, because like I said, I have not seen them. I've seen New Moon, and I think that's it. It's refreshing to see a normal teenage girl. It really is refreshing. All the boys are just like drawn to Bella, which I believe is lazy writing. Instead of making Bella interesting, instead of giving her a personality, they just make all the men drawn to her for no reason, and we're just supposed to understand that she's special. I know she's supposed to be your everyday girl, but I feel like your everyday or your average girl still has a personality, she has interests, she has hobbies. We know nothing about Bella. Nothing about her. You finish the movie and you know nothing about Bella. You know nothing about Bella. Because they took no time to actually flesh out her character. We're immediately supposed to understand that she's not like the other girls, but they do nothing to show us that she's not like the other girls, except for making her concerningly depressed. Like I'm legitimately concerned for this girl. Like I'm scared. We meet the Cullens, who have a very cool intro, I'm not gonna lie. And they're known around town for their incest. So basically, Dr. Cullen, Carlisle Cullen, such a cool name, he fostered a bunch of these kids who are dating each other. So we have Rosalie, who's dating Emmett, and then we have Alice, who's dating Jasper. Every time I see him, he's just...
She's with Jasper, the blonde one who looks like he's in pain.
And then walks Edward Cullen. And Bella immediately starts mouth breathing. She's so intrigued by this guy. She's like... She's so enticed by him. And he looks at her with pure disgust. Like, I would leave the school. I'm too weak. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. If this cute boy walks in, I'm like, oh, he's cute. And I turn around and he's just... She walks into biology class. She stands in front of a fan. The fan blows her scent to Edward. Oh my god, this is what I mean when I say that Twilight is a comedy. I'm crying. If I was Bella, I would leave town. The way I would get on a flight. I'm calling my mom. Mom, I'll travel with you. I don't care. Get me out of here. He acted like she smells like a carnival porta potty. Like I can't. She catches him at the principal's office trying to get out of biology class. And then he disappears for a few days. I can't do this. I can't do this. Funniest scene in the entire movie. Funniest scene in the entire movie. Holy crap. And this is supposed to be a romance. This scene is meant to represent like how her scent is so enticing he can't handle it. But like he acted like she smells like booty butt garbage. She even sniffs herself. Holy crap, that is the greatest scene in movie history. Greatest comedy scene. I will not hear it. I will not hear it. He eventually shows up to biology class again. And he introduces himself, and I think this is supposed to be flirting. It's just a lot of heavy breathing. I think there's supposed to be chemistry here, but because they both have the personality of a saltine cracker, there's nothing here. Nothing, just heavy breathing.
So you're enjoying the rain?
and like him staring at her like he wants to kill her and her entire bloodline, actually. If there was just better chemistry, I can forgive all the toxicity. I really can. I really can. Just give me good romance. And this is like really shit romance. He's asking her a bunch of questions about herself, and he says, "You're difficult for me to read. You're special, and that's why I can't stay away from you. That's why I'm so intrigued by you." But they don't actually do anything to show you why. They just tell you. Tell a whole lot of telling, no showing at all. It does not convince me at all. After school, a car comes at her full speed, and then Edward shows up out of nowhere and stops the car with just his forearm. In the hospital, we meet Dr. Carlisle Cullen. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I didn't say anything. I didn't. Bella is fine. On her way out, she runs into Edward and asks him how he got to her so fast and how he stopped a car with his forearm, and he gaslights the shit out of her. He said, "You hit your head. You don't know what you're talking about." He was so mean. He was so mean and so ew. And they're standing so close to each other, just mouth breathing on each other. And again, this is supposed to be romance, but I'm not seeing the romance. I get that he's trying to push her away so that he doesn't harm her, right? I understand that. But so far, we, the audience, we don't know why he's pushing her away. So he's just coming off rude and icky. During a field trip, Edward goes up to her and says, "We shouldn't be friends." When were you friends? Every time these two talk to each other, they look like they're in pain. And they have the most bland, white bread conversation I've ever heard in my life. In the cafeteria, she talks to him, and she's still trying to figure out how he stopped the car. And then he says some shit like,
I only said it'd be better if we weren't friends, not that I didn't want to be.
Can you leave me alone? I'm trying to eat my lunch. Can you leave me alone? And he says, "If you were smart, you'd stay away from me." Done. 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 But Bella, this is what I mean when I say, like, she's attracted to danger. She's like, "What if I'm not smart?"
What if I'm not the hero? What if I'm the bad guy?
Bella, run! This is a threat. Threat on your life. She's talking about, "This is not who you are. I know who you are. This is just a facade you put on to push people." How did we get here? I understand he saved her life, okay? And maybe she thinks, "Oh, he saved my life because he's a good guy. He doesn't want to be seen as a good guy, but he's secretly a good guy." Okay, fine. I'll give you that. But he is to your face being like, "Bro, I'm not the good guy you think I am. You should really stay away from me. Like, you really should." I would be like, "Okay." Done. But not Bella. I'm telling you, she's attracted to danger. She's attracted to pain. It is legitimately concerning. And this is what I mean when I say Twilight is a comedy. Because she asked him to go to the beach, and he's like, "No, no, no, I can't go. It's too crowded." And then they immediately cut to an empty beach. It's a hilarious movie. Hilarious movie. Sorry. On the beach, she runs into Jacob and his crew. Who's he?
Oh, who that in the bed?
Alex.
Who that in the bed?
Hold on.
Jacob tells Bella about his family lore. His tribe are descendants of wolves, and they have been beefing with the Cullens for centuries because the Cullens have been hunting on their land. And so they made a treaty to stay off their land, and that's why Edward couldn't go to the beach, because the beach is their land. She then goes home to do research on the tribe's history and their history with the Cullens. She skips all the online articles, finds a bookstore, and then later goes to the bookstore, buys a book, puts it down, and researches online. Comedy of the year. I said what I said. Comedy of the decade, actually, of the century. After the bookstore, these freaks of nature attack her, and then Edward shows up out of nowhere and saves her life. Afterwards, they go to a restaurant, and he doesn't eat because he has a special diet. And she asks him how he knew where she was. And he says he's been following her to make sure she's okay in case anything happens to her. I know we're supposed to think that's romance. Baby, that's stalking. He's been stalking her. And this is being sold to us as romance. This is cute, guys. This is cute. It's romance. He clearly loves her because he's following her around everywhere. I know he saved her life, but what about all the times? What about all the other times where she didn't need help and he was just following her? And then he tells her he heard what those guys were thinking. We all know what they were thinking, okay? I don't need to be a mind reader to know what those creeps were thinking, okay? But he was like, I heard what they were thinking, Bella, and it was not good. And I can hear what everyone is thinking except you. So it turns out Edward is a mind reader. He can read minds of everyone except Bella. And here we go with the lazy writing again. 1, why can't he read Bella's mind? Maybe that's explained in the books. Maybe, because I didn't read the books. 2, they're telling us she's special, she's special, she's special. Why is she special? What makes her so different? Can you make her interesting? Give her a personality. Give her a personality. Her only personality is loving Edward. And that's like classic misogyny. And also, Edward is very fascinated by how insecure Bella is.
Is there something wrong with me?
See, I tell you I can read minds, and you think there's something wrong with you.
What if they don't like me?
So you're worried, not because you'll be in a house full of vampires, but because you think they want to prove you.
He's so fascinated by how insecure she is, and it bugs me because she's so much younger than he is. And it borders on very creepy territory. Bella goes home, and she puts it all together. Edward is dun dun dun, a vampire. He is the undead, the cold one. That's why he doesn't eat. That's why he's super fast and super strong. That's why he has an attraction to teenage girls. And that's when we get the iconic forest scene when he follows her into the forest and she confronts him about being a vampire.
Are you afraid?
You should be! You?
No.
And then he books it with her on his back and shows her his diamond skin. And honestly, I agree with Bella. It's beautiful. It really is beautiful. He's like, no, Bella, it's the skin of a killer. I want the skin of a killer. He looks so good. He's glowing. He's glowing in the sun. My goodness. But he's very ashamed about being a vampire. He's not very happy about it. And I don't blame him because he is a killer. And then he flat out says, I want to kill you. I want to eat you. And Bella...
I don't care.
I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say. Please leave me alone. I have nothing to say.
I've never wanted a human's blood so much in my life.
I trust you.
Why? Why? This is what I mean. Like, Bella's not okay. Bella's attracted to danger. Bella might be suicidal because I'm short-circuiting. I can't figure out why any of this is appealing to her. He is flying around. Yeah, I would have been scared. I would have ran out of that forest. He's flying around, telling her the 1,000,001 ways he wants to kill her and eat her alive. She's like, I trust you. I mean, just look at all this romance.
You're like my own personal brand of heroin.
She said, I'm not afraid of you. I'm afraid of losing you. Huh? What? See, this is what I mean when I say if they built the chemistry, if they had real chemistry, I'm able to look past all of this. Listen, I'm a Claraline shipper. Claraline, Klaus and Caroline. Okay? Klaus, the vampire werewolf hybrid who like kills people for funsies. Yeah, I ship him with Caroline because they had impeccable chemistry. And I'm able to look past all that toxicity. I'm able to look past it because he's so sweet to Caroline. They're so cute together. I'm able to look past all the creepy toxicity if they were a good couple, if they had good chemistry. There is nothing about these two that's cute or pleasant to look at. Like, I'm using this highlighter as a foundation because I want to give myself the skin of a killer. Let's see if it works. I'm supposed to believe that she's unconditionally and irrevocably in love with him. All I'm seeing is this man threatening her every opportunity he gets. He's mean to her. He saved her life, okay, a few times, sure. But that is not enough because when he does, after he saves her life, he makes her feel like shit about it and then threatens to kill her himself. I would think he's trying to keep me alive so I can be his dinner. That's what he's saying. He said, I'm trying to keep you alive so I can eat you later. That's what he's saying. But Bella was like, no, I know you. How do you know him? How do you know him? Because every single time you talk, you're just mouth breathing. You talk about nothing. You don't know a damn thing about him, except that he wants to kill you and he wants to murder you. He said to you, I am not the good guy you think I am. And you're like, no, I know you. What? Ha! Woo! I think I need to step out. This is being sold to young women as romance. This is not romance. This is crimes against the youth, is what this is. Bella meets the Cullens and they cook dinner for her, but because Bella knows they don't eat, she decided to eat dinner beforehand. And Rosalie has a completely normal and healthy reaction to this. That's when we meet Esme, who played Ava on Grey's Anatomy. She was in love with Alex and she peed on Meredith's couch. I'm the first in my bloodline to say that sentence. Blah blah blah, she meets everyone and Jasper wants to eat her. The Cullens are all vampires, but they consider themselves vegetarians, meaning they don't eat humans, they only eat animals. And I honestly, I really like the Cullens, I want to say. I'm fascinated by them, because they want to live this life. They're vampires, they're designed to kill, but they're still trying to be noble and coexist with humans. And I'm so fascinated by them. I'm trying to make myself look chiseled and less, round, but, it's makeup, it's not a miracle. Oh my god, this just made me realize there are no fat vampires. Huh. Like, how do I make myself look so, I don't think that's possible. Lose a few pounds, that's how you do it. And then Edward, I'm just gonna play it. I can't describe it, just play it.
You better hold on tight, Spider Monkey.
Sometime later, Edward breaks into Bella's room and tells her that he likes to watch her sleep, and he's been doing it for a while before they started dating. So he's been following her around, and he's been sneaking into her house to watch her sleep. That's when we get the iconic baseball scene. I love this scene. Love it. I love everything about it. Love the music. I have to say, this movie, incredible soundtrack. Love the soundtrack. Unfortunately, the fun is interrupted when these three vampires show up. So one thing I neglected to tell you, mainly because I don't care, is that in the small town of Forks, a slew of different murders have been happening. The town believes it's animal attacks. It's not animal attacks. It's actually because of these three vampires here. Milli Vanilli, Chaperone, and James. I can't come up with a funny nickname for James. James took a whiff of Bella, and he set his eyes on her. He wants her. This is another example of men just being drawn to her. Or he could just be drawn to her because she's human, and that's yummy to him. James is a tracker, and he enjoys the hunt, so they have to hide Bella. So Bella has to get out of town. She has to run. And there's this very powerful scene, or at least I think it's powerful, where as she's fleeing for her life with these vampires, she looks out of the car window and she sees her friends being normal teenagers and enjoying their life. And it's like, Bella, this is what you could have. This is what you could have. Why are you so attracted to this, Bella? And I put some blame on Bella because Edward tried to push her away so many times. She's like, no, I know you. I trust you. I want to be with you. Like, why? Pourquoi là? Je comprends pas. I don't understand. It could just be extreme mental illness now that I think about it. I'm being a little too harsh, actually. She could just be, like, severely mentally ill. And honestly, it is that. So, long story short, blah, blah, blah. James tricked Bella into meeting him alone, where he attacked, the way she was screaming? No. Kristen Stewart can act. She can't act all cutesy-wootsy, and I don't think she has it in her to act straight. But she can act in pain, you know? That's funny. She doesn't have it in her to act straight. He bites her, and as the venom is coursing through her, she is turning into a vampire slowly, and she is screaming. She's really selling it. Like, I'm very confused about this whole thing. Because then Edward starts sucking the venom out of Bella. I don't understand why Carlisle couldn't do it. Because Carlisle's a doctor, meaning he's surrounded by blood more than the average person, I hope. He's been a vampire for a lot longer, so he has more control of his urges. So why did Edward have to be the one to do it? He could have just done it, sucked the venom out, and stopped. But Edward was like, I almost didn't stop. Was that supposed to be romantic? It was not romantic. The girl was writhing in pain. She was writhing in pain. She looked like me on my period. So Bella lives. He does successfully get the venom out without killing her. Yay. And in the hospital, Edward tells Bella to leave. He was just like, I don't know if I can control myself around you. You already got hurt because you're around me. You know, you're a human surrounded by a bunch of vampires. It's a bad idea. You should go away. And her reaction is so concerning.
No, I can't just leave you. We can't be apart. You can't leave me.
This is the most extreme case of codependency that I've seen ever. Nothing about this is okay. And I want you to keep in mind, she started school in the middle of the school year, which I assume means beginning of second semester, which would make it January, right? And prom happens when? In America. April, May? So at this point, when she's in the hospital, they've known each other. I think at this point, they're in March. So they've known each other for 3 months. And this is the reaction she has? Watching this as an adult is like, it's something. It's a different experience than watching it as a teenager. So it's time for her prom. And during their dance, Bella is like begging Edward to turn her. This girl wants to be a vampire bad. She wants it tomorrow. And he like starts threatening to do it. But then he decides not to because Edward hates being a vampire. It's clear, like he hates it. He thinks so low of himself. And then the movie ends with Chapel Roan looking at Bella and Edward. And that's it. Alright, so in conclusion, what are some pros and cons of this movie? The biggest con for me is how Bella, her only character, is liking Edward. That is all we know about her. I'm trying to look like I just drank some blood, okay? In the movie specifically, we don't know anything about her other than she wants Edward, and that's it. What are some of her ambitions other than wanting to be a vampire so she can live the rest of her life with Edward? What does she want to do with her life? Like, who is Bella? Who is Bella? Who is Bella? We have no idea. We don't know anything about Bella. Without Edward, Bella literally wants to die. She does not want to live. She is this young, beautiful woman, and she has no ambition outside of just wanting this man, and that's it. And it is ridiculous and honest to God disgusting. This is not romance. And I know it does not represent women out there. Women are literally statistically more ambitious than men, career-wise. This girl has no ambition, no career goals, nothing she wants to do with her life outside of being with a man. It's ludicrous and frankly offensive and ridiculous. And it's especially obvious in New Moon, but we'll talk about that when we do New Moon. I really like the Cullens. I can't wait to learn more about them. I think their family dynamic is weird. They call their parents mom and dad, but they're all dating each other. But I find them very interesting. I'm very intrigued by them. Like these vampires who care a lot about humans and want to live among humans. I also like that they are very welcoming of Bella and immediately start protecting her against James. No questions asked. They just protect her because Edward likes her and that's that. And I think that's wonderful. Like they clearly care about humans. The romance between Edward and Bella is not cute to me. It's not cute to me. I think it's creepy. It's strange. He's 108 years old. She's a teenage girl. I think he's a creep. I don't like him. That being said, am I team Jacob or team Edward? Team Jacob. When was Jacob ever an option? At least not in this movie. I mean, after this movie, before Jacob ends up being weird, sure, I'm team Jacob. Sure. That's because before Jacob is weird, but I know what he does later. And nothing will make me team Jacob. I'm team, can we get Bella a personality and some ambition outside of being with a man? Can we do that? Can we do that? I'm trying to give myself like the dark lip that the Cullens usually have, but I don't know if I did a good job. Do I have the skin of a killer? Do I have the skin of a killer? Do I? Am I shimmering? Anyway, that is all I have to say about Twilight. This month of October, I want to focus on spooky, fall-related movies. So I already know what my next movie is going to be. It's not New Moon, but it is spooky. Thank you for watching this video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'm losing my voice, but I'm losing my voice at the end of the video. That's new for me. That's new for me. And goodbye. Mwah.